warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome in English lesson with me, Ms Astri. Okay, everybody, so after in our last meeting, we have already finished with the chronological information report. Now it is our time to learn into another genre. The genre will be fiction. It is about real life story. Nah, welcome in the real life story. Today, our agenda will be first, we are going to have a reading aloud, which is all of you supposed to open the English textbook, this book, okay? Read the text in textbook page 82 until 83, okay? Open up the book in page 82 until 83. This is about the winning run, okay? Nah, after that, we are going to talk about the story elements, okay? Which is the explanation of real life story elements. And after that, our last agenda of this lesson today is, let's do the exercise which is related to the text and the explanation before doing the exercise. So, better check it out. Let's read. Open up your English textbook, page 82 until 83, and let's read together. Catching the Moon. This is a fictional story based on a real person, a young American girl, Marcinia Lyle, who dreamed of becoming a professional baseball player in 1930s. One day, the manager of a famous team came to choose boys to attend a baseball day camp in the summer holiday, the winning run. When Mr. Street approached the players after the game, Marcinia crowded in so he could see her. "I just saw some good ball," Mr. Street said, smiling. "Who wants to come to my baseball camp and really learn to play this game?" Every hand went up. Mr. Street shook them all. He shook Marcinia's hand last. "You've got a good arm, little miss, and you run fast," he said. "But I don't take girls in my camp." Marcinia looked down so no one would see her disappointment. She began striking dust from her dress. "Marcinia's been playing ball with us since we were little kids," Harold told Mr. Street. "She's the only player we got who ever steals bases," Clarence said. Marcinia was pleased that her friends had come to her defense, but Mr. Street didn't change his mind. As she walked home, she told about how these very same boys had teased her when she first started playing baseball with them. Then, when they saw she could run, hit, and throw as well as they could, the teasing stopped. They had let her play. Marcinia decided to give Mr. Street a reason to change his mind. Every day Marcinia played baseball, and every day Mr. Street refused to invite her to his camp. Then came a day when Marcinia got tired of hearing him say, "I don't take girls in my camp." That day, when she was on third base in the 9th innings of the time game, Marcinia decided to take the biggest chance in all baseball. With the ball speeding toward home, Marcinia dropped her weight and slid into home plate. She had stolen home and scored the winning run. So, the story has been written by the Crystal Hubbard from the novel is Catching the Moon. Okay, guys? So, here you go, the word cloud. Here are some words that you might think that it is new for some of you. We have base, okay, which is in baseball, one of the 4 positions that the player must reach in order to score point. Baseball, what is home plate, what is steal base. You can read the glossary in your English textbook. Okay, now, do you still remember the strategy of reading that I ever taught to you in our last Zoom meeting? I taught to you that if you are the kind of the students that is not easily to understand what the text is about, try to do this strategy. Okay, let's see from this part. Like, Marcinia decided to give Mr. Street a reason to change his mind. Like I told you. After you read one sentence, then you ask back your heart, inside your mind, okay? Marcinia decided to give Mr. Street. Marcinia is the character. Decided means memutuskan. To give means memberi. Mr. Street, oh, the coach. A reason, what is reason? Oh, reason is alasan. To change his mind, change is berubah, mind is pikiran. So, Marcinia memutuskan untuk memberi Mr. Street alasan supaya dia berubah pikirannya. Gimana caranya? Nah, something like that. You have to talk with yourself. So, later you will understand sentence by sentence in the whole story. Okay? Get it? That's the tips for you to understand the text easily. Okay, get it? Now, let's go on into the story elements, okay? After this, Ms. Astri will show you the story elements that you're supposed to know in order to help you to understand the text better, okay? Check it out. In all fiction storybooks, there are story elements. Story elements help us to understand what we are reading, everybody. Okay? So, we are going to learn about 5 different story elements. Okay? Let's call this our story elements 5. Now, hands up, your hand. Okay, Ms. Astri need one of your hand like this. Each finger will stand for a different story element, everybody. Okay, hands up your hand like this, and we will use your finger. First, the thumb will stand for the characters. Thumb stand for the characters. Okay, the characters are the people in the story. They can be animals, people, or even things. But in our lesson, the characters mostly will be human. Okay, get it? You will know the characters. Now, let's go on into the next finger. The index finger will be the setting. Remember, the next finger, index finger, will be the setting. What is a setting? Setting is when and where the story takes place. There can be more than one setting in a story, like in a home, in a school, in the airport, in a garden, can be anywhere. Now, let's go on into the middle finger. This next finger will represent the events in the story, everybody, okay? Middle finger. The event from the beginning, middle, and the end. That's what we call B, M, and E. Beginning, middle, and the end. And our ring finger will be the problem in the story. Problem. Okay. Ring finger means in the problem. The problem is when something goes wrong in the story. There can be more than one problem in the story, everybody. Every story will always have a problem to talk about, okay? Now, the last finger, the pinky finger, will be for the solution. Every story has its own solution, okay? So the solution is how the problem is fixed or solved, guys. Yeah, So for example, like, many solutions happen. Remember, the story element 5 is first character, setting, events, problem, and solution. You could put it in your finger. So next time you're reading a fiction book, use your hand to help you recall the features and elements of the story. Nah, inshallah you will better understand what you've read. Okay guys? Okay guys, so that's the story elements. Okay, I hope all of you has already understand about this introduction of the story element. Now let's review again. I want you to show your hand, one of your hand like this, and please remember that the purpose of the story elements is to help us to understand what we are reading. Okay, get it? That we have how many story elements? We have 5. Okay, your hand please. Now the first is the character. Remember, put the character in your thumb. The first is character. What is characters? Characters is the person in the story. Okay, next, use your index finger. Index finger is stand for the setting. The setting is where the story takes place. Use your index finger to remember the setting. Next, the events. Okay, events. You can put B, M, E right here. Beginning, middle, and in the end. The events happen in the story. Get it? Next, use your ring finger to show that every story have the problem. For example, in Winning Run, what is the problem in Winning Run? Yes, because this is the matter of the girl that in the first time cannot join the camp because the coach only need boys. Okay, that's a little bit racist. Yeah, so use your ring finger. The next one, the pinky finger, is to represent the solution. Every story will have the solution. Like what is in the end of the story, what will happen with the characters in the end of the story, that's what we call solution. So, okay, so how many story elements? 5. Characters, setting, events, beginning, middle, and the end, problem, and solution, everybody. Character, setting, events, problem, solution. One more time. Character, setting, events, problem, this one, problem, solution. Do you remember about that? Please remember. Oh, if you still don't understand about it, don't worry. I will give you the exercise that will help you to understand the 5 story elements that Ms Astri explained to you right now. Okay? Now, the exercise time. After we read aloud the story, now it's time to exercise. You might find the link of the assignment in the learning assignment in the Google Classroom, which is, it is related about the text also with the story element that can help you to understand more about the story and also the story elements. Better find the answer on the text in your textbook. Okay, use this textbook, everybody. Okay, fill in the exercise that Ms Astri will put the link in Google Classroom assignment. Okay, get it? Okay, that's all for Ms Astri for today. Thank you so much for joining this video. Don't forget to do the exercise properly. Remember, when you are reading, do the strategy of ask your heart, ask your mind, translate it, word per word, so you will be able to understand sentence per sentence, paragraph, until the whole story. Okay, that's all from Ms Astri. Let's see you in the next English lesson. Ms Astri sign out. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye guys.